Welcome back to the questions based on jurisprudence. The first question. What is the meaning of dharma? Dharma refers to righteousness, moral duty, or ethical law in Indian philosophy. What are the three types of secondary rules in Hart's theory? Rules of adjudication, rules of change, and rules of recognition. What does dharma regulate in society? It governs moral, ethical, and social duties to ensure harmony and balance. What was Ronald Dawkins' criticism of Hart? Ronald Dawkins argued that law should be treated as a moral issue and not just a system of rules. How is dharma related to religion and society? It includes both religious duties and social responsibilities, guiding individual behavior in family, community, and state. Which theories reproduce the modern state civil society concept? Alexis de Tocqueville and Karl Marx. Is dharma the same for everyone? No, it varies based on age, gender, social status or varna, and a stage of life, that is, ashrama. How is civil society viewed in postmodern theory? As a source of law through public opinion and lobbying. Give an example of different dharmas based on roles in society. A priest's dharma differs from that of a warrior or a merchant. According to Jeffrey Robertson QC, what is the primary modern source of international law? The responses of ordinary people and NGOs to human rights abuses. Which ancient texts discuss dharma? Dharma is found in the Vedas, Upanishads, Manusmriti, Mahabharata, and Bhagavad Gita. What rights contribute to the formation of deliberative democracy? Freedom of speech and freedom of association. How is dharma linked to law? Reserved as the moral foundation for ancient Indian law and is discussed in legal texts like the Arthashastra. What is universal dharma? It includes moral principles that apply to everyone, such as truth, non-violence, and compassion. How does public involvement affect the legitimacy of the law? The more people are involved, the more legitimate and acceptable the law becomes. What is particular dharma or varnashrama dharma? Particular dharma or varnashrama dharma refers to specific duties based on one's role in a society and a stage of life. How does dharma relate to justice? It promotes justice and fairness, ensuring social order and harmony. How did Joseph Ras criticize Hart's approach? Joseph Ras defended positivism and argued that law is purely authoritative without reference to morality. What is the role of dharma in personal conduct? urges individuals to act according to moral and social obligations rather than personal desires. What are some familiar institutions of civil society? Trade unions, hospitals, schools, charities, NGOs, churches, and debating clubs. Is dharma a rigid concept? No, it is dynamic and context dependent, evolving with the time and circumstances. Why is there no clear legal definition of civil society? Because different institutions provide varying lists of included organizations. What are the two broad categories of law? Public law and private law. How does dharma continue to influence modern thought? It impacts Indian law, ethics, social justice, equality, and human rights. Which institutions are often excluded from the definition of a civil society? Political parties. What does public law include? Constitutional, administrative, and criminal law. Which Indian text highlights the importance of fulfilling one's dharma? The Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains dharma's role in duty fulfillment. What does private law cover? Contract, tort, and property law. What is the connection between dharma and Arthashastra? The Arthashastra combines law and ethics, reflecting dharma's influence on legal duties. How do civil law systems categorize contract and tort law? Under a general law of obligations. How does dharma ensure social harmony? By guiding individuals to follow their moral and social duties in alignment with the cosmic laws. What is the primary purpose of dharma in society? To maintain order, ensure justice, and promote ethical living. How is a trust law generally handled? Trust law is generally handled through statutory regimes or international conventions. What determines an individual's dharma? Factors like a social status, profession, and a life stage determines one's dharma. What are considered the traditional core legal subjects? International law, constitutional law, administrative law, criminal law, contract law, tort law, property law, and trust. How does dharma encourage responsible behavior? By emphasizing personal and social duties over selfish desires. What does property law govern? Property law governs ownership and possession. Why is dharma considered a foundational concept in Indian philosophy and law? Because it integrates morality, duty, and justice to create a just and a harmonious society. What is personal property? Personal property refers to movable objects like computers, cars, jewelry, and intangible rights like stocks and shares. What is a right in Rum? The right in Rum is a right to a specific piece of property. What is real property? Real property refers to ownership of land and things attached to it. What is right in rem? A right in rem is a right to a specific piece of property. What is real property? Real property refers to ownership of land and things attached to it. What is a right in personam? A right in personam allows compensation for loss, but not a specific property back. What are the three main types of international law? Public international law, private international law or conflict of law, and the law of supranational organizations. What does public international law govern? Relationships between sovereign nations. What are the sources of public international law? Custom, practice, and treatises between sovereign nations. Which case is an example of property law? The 1722 case of Armory versus Delamere. What did the court decide in Armory versus Delamere case? The person who can show the best claim to a piece of property is its owner. What is the main focus of land law? Land law focuses on mortgages, rental agreements, licenses, covenants, easements, and a land registration. What is a trust in legal term? A trust is an arrangement where ownership of property is separated from control. Who controls property in a trust? Trustees control property. Who benefits from a trust? Beneficiaries hold the equitable ownership. What are trustees' duties? Trustees must take care of entrusted property and invest or sell it wisely. Which convention sets international norms for trusts? The Hague Trust Convention of 1985.